Hey guys, back here, Average Mike. We're getting ready to install these headrests into the 2018 Ford Explorer. We actually just got the package in not too long ago, and I want to go over with you what I got, why I got it through Amazon. So here you go.
The reviews weren't that great. I think it ended up being a 4-star. But I had a lot of reviews still with a 4-star rating. Or you take those reviews with a grain of salt on Amazon. Sometimes they're user error, the install wasn't correct, or sometimes manufacturers do have defects here and there. Maybe the quality wasn't great coming out for whatever reason. But I did end up going with the Rockville because it had the most reviews. And still ended up with a 4-star. So let's unpackage this. Let's see what we got here. Our interior is leather, black, so we did end up with the black interior. And what's nice about these is, I don't have to cut into the headrests. The headrests themselves are pretty narrow, so I wouldn't have been able to put something in the factory headrest anyway. But still, I wouldn't have wanted to cut into brand new headrests. It's pretty universal, especially with black. I saw some reviews with the tan or the gray interior. It's not going to match up perfectly. People need to realize that. I mean, they don't know. Every car manufacturer has different material they use. Even the black's not going to match up perfectly, but you got a better shot, I think, with the black. But as you can see, it's very nice. It's a pretty nice leather material, or fake leather, I would say. Here's the front. They're 9-inch. I think it's one of their top models that they have, 9-inch. It has a built-in DVD player on each one, so each one can run their own DVD player, own DVD movie, or the master one can run both same movie on both DVD player, on both screens. They also have games and things that they have a little game remote. One thing I did notice with this, that most other ones came with the Bluetooth headrests, the Bluetooth headphones. But this one, I thought it did, but it does not. I did double check. So these are adjustable here. You can slide them over like that so that they fit into your headrest pretty much. That's how they make them universal. They're going to be a little harder than your factory ones. I mean, there is a TV in it, so you got to remember that. That's what some of the reviews will get. They're not as comfortable. Well, you know what? There's a TV in it. You gotta sacrifice a little bit. So, but yeah, the wires. You got one screen there. You got the second screen here. You know what they look like. They do come with some covers. Not sure we'll actually use these, but we'll give them a whirl, see what happens. Each TV instructions. For the post, each TV does get a remote because they do also act as the game controller if you're playing a game on it. Here's the game CD. I guess you put that in there. There's 2 of those, that's good. And we got your wiring. And some kind of hardware. Oh, yeah, that's it. So we'll get rocking and rolling on this. All right, guys, got all my tools here. I'm going to be ready to go. I do have a fish that would help me get the wires down the seat, but the average person might not have that. So I'm going to show you. This is a wire hanger, some tape. I would recommend electrical tape, but right now all I have is some duct tape. So ideally you want to tape off both ends just so that something hits the roof, you don't scratch the headline or rip it or anything like that. You want to be real careful going down the seat too, because you don't want it to poke through. You want to make sure there's no sharp edges in the end here. Okay, here we go. I just told you to put the tape on the end of this, and I did not. So we're just test fitting right now. I want to make sure I can get all the way down there before I put tape on, or put the wires on the end there. And it looks like we're doing all right, but I'm going to quick throw some tape up here. All right, guys, I was able to get it all the way down. I don't know if you can see here. I'll twist it around a little bit. But ideally, there's a flap here that can come off. It's just hooked up by a clip or something. Mine, for some reason, has some elastic that's wrapped around. It's wrapped around a metal bar. So I would have to, seems like, from what I can feel, it seems like I would have to cut it. However, because it's elastic, I can pull it down a little bit, get my hand up in there, and I did feel the wire come through. So I think we'll be okay. So let's keep going. All right, guys, for now, this is one side. I'm gonna hop over to the other side for now. I'm gonna throw these wires in the back of the seat here. Kind of keep them out of the way. I think today, or this video, or this, for now, I'm just gonna get the 2 headrests in. That was one of the big worries for me, and then how difficult that was gonna be. So we'll get the headrest in, and then I'll look to take this console out, or take the back part off, and then and try to connect the wires of power or accessories. All right, guys, round 2. Let's do it. Guys, this real quick. This ended up, as you can see, over here. We are eventually going to fish it over here, but I just want to show you these connectors are pretty close to the same size as the holes up here in the headrest. So when you tape it up, you really have to do your best to keep it strong, but at the same time keep it thin. So that way when you get up to the top, you can get it through. For that reason, although electrical tape probably would do the same, but duct tape's pretty strong, so it's not gonna, you're not gonna pull all the way up and then to the top and, all of a sudden you lost it. It ripped out of the wire. So, all right, here we go. Just thought of something as I was doing this. Probably a good idea to take these together. I mean, we don't expect them to come off. We don't expect them to have to take apart anytime soon. And certainly for whatever reason, something gets kicked or, want a little bit of, want to secure it a little bit. That way we don't have to do this all over again, right? Should have done the other one, but lesson learned. Hopefully you guys
he decided to do this. It's a good idea. Alright guys, so I don't know if you saw this when I was installing it, but if you notice, they don't stay up. I don't know what the deal is with that. They did send us couple sizes of these plastic pieces. I tried putting it on, but it didn't help anything. I'll do some research, see if there's anything we can do about that. Honestly, I generally, they do tilt. You know, you don't want to tilt too much though, because it messes up the screen. They're a little loose. These things will definitely stop the looseness. So I'll put them on. But as far as the locking, they didn't seem to fix that. So to be honest, the locking doesn't necessarily matter to me. We don't typically mess with that stuff. You know, the headrests are there. Generally when I drive, I don't even use the headrest. My head, unless, you know, obviously I'm tired or something, but in most cases I don't use it. So all right, so we'll do some research. I'll wait to run this one wire across, and then I'll put it up in the pocket like it did. And the reason for that is, one, I need a couple things. I'm gonna grab some electrical tape, maybe some heat shrink tubing. We're either going to plug it right in here, see if there's an accessory wire here. And if you don't know what accessory wire is, basically a wire that has power when the key or the push button, the car turns on. You don't want these on when the car's not on, generally, because you'll kill your battery. But in the next video, or next clip, we'll take this apart, find an accessory wire to hook it into. All I really need is accessory and a ground. Yeah, I'm not plugging it in. I don't have another video source. It's just these are gonna link together. That's what the RCA wires are for, these wires. And then I have a power and a ground. And the power wire already has a fuse connected to it. So yeah, so we'll either hook it in here, or we'll have to run it up to the fuse panel up front with a jumper fuse. And we'll get power that way. So, all right, let me run this across, and then I'll go in and do some research. That's pretty easy. Just to push the wire through, because these are pretty loose, because they're on that elastic. I wish I could have took them off, but it's fine. We worked around it. Some of the reviews and I'll say some of the reviews and some of the models that I looked at, they claim that these wires were too short. Obviously, that would depend a little bit on the car you have, but as you can see, I got plenty of wire here. I mean, I can almost get halfway up to a seat. So, with these Rockville ones, you don't have to worry about that. Somebody's saying that they didn't have enough wire. They're obviously doing something wrong. It's either bunched up in here, or, and they got really tall seats. They don't make seats that tall. So, all right, yeah. So, like I said, I'll run inside and check it out. All right, guys, we're day 2 at the headrest monitor install. One of the things I ran into, I was hoping to get power and ground from the center console, but you got to watch with newer cars. There's a whole lot of things going on with the electrical system. We have lights that may only be on at a certain time. Some of the lights back there in the center console, they're only on when the lights are on, the parking lights are Also, you got the USB ports in the console are on all the time. They're not on these monitors you want to turn off when the car turns off, or even if it's delayed a little bit, but they still turn off when the car turns off. I started with my light probe meter, basically trying to find 12 volt. When I started looking into the HVAC controls, we started getting some errors. Even just me probing with my test light, starting getting errors coming up. So I didn't really want to tap into that. And in reality, you should probably run the power wire up to the fuse box underneath here. The fuse box in the 2000, actually I think from 2011 to 2000 till new. This is a 2018. Fuse box is a real pain in the butt to get to in here. It's way up under the dash. Not sure why they put it there, but regardless. So what I ended up doing was I ended up buying one of these out of fuse or out of circuit wires from Advanced Auto. As you can see, it just you put the wire in here, crimp it down, and then you find a fuse in the panel. I am choosing the moonroof, knowing that the moonroof only works when the key is on, or the car is on. It'd be perfect for what we need. Plus, it's a 30 amp fuse. I know the wiring in there is thick enough for. These both have their own individual fuses up by the TV, so we're fine there. Basically, you take that fuse out, you plug this end in, and then you pop the fuse in the holder here, and then you have another fuse for the wire going back to the TVs. So we're gonna test fit that now, and then if everything's good, we'll run the cable either up the side door here, or actually I'm thinking about running it up the center console, since this center console has a side panel that pops off pretty easily. That'll lead me right back to where all the connections are going to be back behind the center console. So we'll see. I'll take a look and when I'm under there and see what's the best way, and we'll go from there. All right. All right, guys, we're gonna take the cable that we ran down from the TVs the best we can without interfering with the seat moving back and forth. We're gonna flip it underneath through up here in the center console, do all of our connections in here. We have RCAs here. They connect to each other, that way they can stream the same video if needed. And then the power wire that's already fused here, and the ground. The ground I'll probably still ground from here with the
the power. For power, we're going to end up running, like I said, up to the fuse panel. So, all right, there we go. Alright guys, so I do have the proper butt connectors for here. At the store they didn't have shrink wrap or heat shrink or to make a good connection here, so I just got electrical tape. Yeah, honestly, if I was working on like an engine wire harness, something critical to the motor, you know, inside accessories and stuff like that, you know, properly doing the connections, breaking out your soldering iron, your solder, heat shrink tubing, making good solid connections. This is only for headrest monitors, so you know, if something were to jar loose, which if you tape it well it won't, but it's not the end of the world either. So these connections are pretty easy to get to, so we're just going to cripple them together, make good tight connections, electrical tape, good to go. We're going to end up using these wire taps for the ground wire. I found a good ground wire in the center console here. Makes life easier than running it. I think there is a connection up. Oh, I'm sure you can find something by the seats or up along the side that we could have hooked the ground to, but this way we only have to run one wire up to the front. Alright guys, cut my wire to length. I'm going to end up running up the center console here to the fuse panel. Yeah, so.
Alright guys, looks like it's going to be going into day 3. The fuse that I got actually was the only one that they had at the store. Is actually, after looking, researching, this is a low profile mini fuse tap. I knew there were larger, the normal size car fuses, and there were mini fuses. I did not know there was a mini low profile fuse. I also didn't know that what actually this car has is a micro fuse. They have micro fuse 2 and micro fuse 3, which micro fuse 3 looks like one fuse is actually 2 circuits. Regardless, the one that the moonroof we're trying to tap into is a micro fuse 2, which they do have. Unfortunately, I had to order on Amazon, so it's going to take 2 days to get here. So this is kids are going to have to wait 2 more days. So I ran the wire down to here. I'm going to coil it up, secure all the connections. Everything's ran up to the front. Coil it up. When the fuse comes in, easy splice, pop it in the fuse panel. Should be good to go. All right. This is the end of day 2. All right, guys. This is a wrap-up video. I got the right fuse tap in from Amazon. We plugged it in, and we're good to go. Everything's working. Turns off, and the car turns off, etc. So, yeah. So a little bit of summary as far as the review of these. We'll go over the review of these and review of installing in the Explorer, because I'm sure there are people looking to install some version of these in the Explorer, and there's also people looking just to buy these for a different car. These Rockville, they're RTS VD961s. I think they ended up costing me close to $300 on eBay or on Amazon. They're pretty nice. They are. You got to remember, these are made for universal fit. So with that, you're going to see some variances. So obviously the black leather here, or Fox leather, does not match. I mean, it's pretty close. It's pretty darn close, but it does not 100% match the leather of the and black's probably the easiest to match. So if you had the gray, they offer it in gray and tan leather. It obviously may not match exactly. Each manufacturer has different shades. They can't make different shades of those colors, so you're gonna have to expect, if you have a tan or gray interior, it's not gonna match. But as far as universal fit, like I mentioned before, oh, that one actually did lock a little bit. The locking mechanism for these, you know, it may work for yours, it may not. We did use those posts, plastic post pieces that kept it to be a little more stable, because the poles are a little bit skinnier than the poles for the Explorer. Again, it's universal. You know, they had to make them small enough to fit everything, and then the adapters obviously clean it up. I didn't think they locked, but this did. This locked. I guess I missed that one, but your locking mechanism might not work. If that's a big deal, then you're going to spend some money to get ones designed for your car. So I think Ford wanted $2,000 to have DVD headrests installed in the Explorer, and I'm not even guaranteeing. That's probably not guaranteeing that they would work 100%. They would match 100%. So, you know, take the risk, I guess. I'm definitely happy with these, you know, almost $300 headrests. You do have some options here. This is playing the DVD right now. Forgive me, I don't know exactly how to work these yet, but maybe it's this. There you go. Got me back to the menu here. I have the DVD disc. This is a DVD player inside. Both of them are. Right now I have a DVD in this one, in this headrest over here. And this one you can read off of this. But if you want it, if you had a DVD in this here, you hit the disc button, obviously, and it comes out DVD. Let me go back here. USB. It does have ports in the front here. You have let's see. You have USB, HDMI, some headphone jacks in there. That's great, right? You can plug your iPhone in there. You can plug a USB drive if you have movies on a USB drive. You have a AV1, AV2. If you're playing a movie on there, that's how I got it up here. You press AV1. AV1's the connection over to there. Here comes the movie. We'll flip it back over here. And then you have the HDMI, which if you plugged into here, HDMI. Yeah, these are great. The only thing that's kind of, you know, they're a little big, but if you you know, they have the 7-inch model, these a little smaller. But we want the 9-inch model because I do have a son that sits in the back, and I wanted him to be able to see well from back there as well. I didn't want to have to put 2 more headrests in these 2 seats I'm sitting in. Could down the road, I guess, but I didn't really want to. But as far as the car, I do have to clear up some things. The fuse that I ended up using, there's a lot of discussion as far as where you can tap into accessory for this 2018 Explorer, and it actually applies to, I think, from 2011 to 2019. Obviously there's some minor changes there, but finding an accessory wire, especially in the newer cars, we ended up using fuse 23. If anybody has an Explorer, fuse 23, I think it's labeled as delayed accessory. Delay accessory, it mentions the moonroof, the stereo, etc. So basically it's the fuse or the switched line that controls the power while you're in the car. And it's also delayed, so when you turn the car off, the radio is still on, these are still on. When you open the door, they turn off. It's pretty much what we wanted. So but as far as the rest of the install, went pretty well. Yeah, I had no complaints. I would have liked to tapped into the control panel or the console here, but you know, it doesn't always go that way. And like I said before, it's probably better off running to the fuse box anyway. That way I don't have to tap into any more wires that I need to. And it gives me a dedicated line, fuse line for these up front, and then also, like, you know, each one of these had a fuse on it as well. So they do have game. I'm not gonna display those. They do have a game CD. I showed when I opened in the box. You pop that in. I guess you play games. They have a remote for each one. We didn't get into that yet, and I heard those games aren't that great. Most of them aren't. They're just minor little games, but we'll give it a whirl. I'll let them, once they get used to the system, I'll pop that in, and we'll try it out. But for right now, yeah, I would definitely recommend these. Putting them in your car. Obviously, you've seen the install. It'd be very similar to pretty much any car. Yeah, should be good to go. So this is the final video here, final part of the install of the Rockville RTS VD 961 headrest monitors. And yep, average mic. You seen it here. Later. Alright guys, if you like what you saw, please go ahead and smash that like button. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that too. You can also turn on post notifications, that way we put out a new video. It comes right up on your screen there. See you guys on the next video.